This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Woman among two killed in separate shootings in Kingston. The police say that reprisal may be behind the shooting death of a woman on 3rd Street in Trenchtown, Kingston this morning. She has been identified as Lafine Bent. The attack happened about 7:30 a.m. Her body had several gunshot wounds. Bent is the second female to be killed on 3rd Street since the start of the week. On Sunday, 16-year-old Rashida Hall, a student of Charles Smith High School, was shot and killed by unknown assailants. A man, 23-year-old Elvin James, was killed meters away during that attack. Meanwhile, while at 3rd Street this morning, police investigators were called to another fatal shooting at Darling Street. A man was shot and subsequently rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Break-in at Maraton Bay Tax Office, operations suspended. Operations at the tax office in Maraton Bay in St. Thomas following a break-in at the location. The break-in was discovered by staff members who turned up for duties this morning. It is believed that the thieves entered the building through the roof. It has not yet been ascertained what was stolen. Chief Corporate Communications Officer at the Tax Administration of Jamaica, Maris Horton, says that the tax office has been closed for today to facilitate the investigation by the police. She says persons have been directed to utilize the Portmore tax office and that additional staff members have been assigned to the location. Security guard killed in Portmore gun attack. The police in Portmore, St. Catherine, are searching for the attackers who shot and killed a man on Caymanas Drive on Monday. No motive is yet to be established for the murder of security guard Jermaine Duffus, who is from the community of Myrtle Way, which is also in Portmore. It is reported that about 1:45 p.m., Duffus, who does duties at Woody's Food Court in Portmore, was sitting in his white Toyota Corolla motor car in front of the church he attended when 4 men came up and shot him multiple times. He was pronounced dead at hospital. Family members and friends who converged on the crime scene had to be restrained by the police as they sought to view his body, which was still inside the car. One grieving family member, who declined an interview with the news, was overheard saying that Duffus was not involved in any wrongdoing and noted that he got baptized 2 years ago. One resident who asked not to be identified told the news that Duffus is known to visit the location. He attends the church across the road and he comes here almost every day. Sometimes he will sit in his car for a while and then drive away if the church is not in session, the resident said. Another resident said 4 men were seen running from the scene and that they got into a silver car parked nearby and drove away. Yardman says it's not linked to illegal cooking gas site in Portmore. Cooking gas supplier Yardman Haulage Jamaica Limited says it's not involved in the illegal cooking gas site discovered by the police in Portmore, St. Catherine. Detectives last Friday swooped down on an area near Christian Gardens. 2 gas tank trucks along with a fully retrofitted space for refilling cooking gas cylinders were discovered. The police say there were also pressure gauges, high-end scales, and fire safety equipment. The 2 trucks and several gas cylinders were seized and the operation shut down. Detectives also seized branded seals of at least 2 major gas distribution companies and took 1 man into custody for questioning. In a statement today, Yardman said the company first became aware of the illegitimate operation when reports surfaced in the media. It further said that the company is not aware of how its cylinders got into the site, noting that only 1 entity is authorized to fill the company's cylinders. It commended the police on the probe and emphasized that the entity's operations are able to withstand the highest levels of scrutiny. Westmoreland gangster hacked to death after shooting in Hanover. Reputed Westmoreland gangster Adrian Sweeney, who was among a group of men who shot and injured a man in the neighboring parish of Hanover yesterday morning, was hacked to death by an angry mob. Reports are that about 9 a.m., Sweeney was among a group of men who drove into the Blenheim district in Hanover, where they attacked a man who was subsequently shot in his hand. The vehicle that transported the attackers sped away from the scene, leaving Sweeney after incensed residents gave chase. The reputed gangster was subsequently corralled, disarmed, and chopped multiple times all over his body. The Hanover police are investigating. At the time of his death, Sweeney, who was of a Darling Street, Savannah Lamar address, had been reportedly on bail for murders committed in Westmoreland, including the double December 2014 stabbing death of 2 inmates at the Savannah Lamar police station. St. Catherine man pleads guilty to larceny, gets suspended sentence. A St. Catherine man who was caught stealing rims from a motorcar in Portmore, St. Catherine, has been given suspended sentence after he pleaded guilty to a larceny charge. He is Devon Butler, a laborer of a Spanish Town address. Butler was sentenced yesterday to 3 months imprisonment, but the judge suspended his sentence for 3 months. If Butler is convicted of an offense within the 3 months, then he will have to serve the sentence. Attorney-at-law Aisha Rob Cunningham had agreed last year to represent Butler free of cost after his co-accused Roger Daly, who she represented, was freed on a no-case submission. The facts of the case were that, after curfew hours on Saturday, June 13 last year, residents saw Butler and another man stealing the rims and called the police. Butler was held at the scene. The police received information that led cops to arrest Daly later that night at his home in St. Catherine, but he denied the allegations. When the matter came for hearing in the St. Catherine Parish Court, the Crown, after hearing submissions from Rob Cunningham, conceded that there was not enough evidence to convict Daly and he was freed. In court yesterday, Rob Cunningham made a compassionate plea for Butler to be given a non-custodial sentence. She pointed out that he had no previous conviction and had shown remorse for his actions. The judge agreed and imposed a suspended sentence. Main suspect in Hanover quadruple shooting now in police custody. The main suspect in the quadruple shooting in Logwood, Hanover on June 9 is in custody. The police say the suspect was captured a day after the incident. It was reported that gunmen struck about 11 a.m. at a bar. The bartender, Kevin Roosevelt, was killed along with 16-year-old Rodney Martinez, a student from Orange Bay in Hanover. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.